Yeah, we're recording. We're live. So, welcome to episode 9. Address you guys. Hey.
You have to look at the camera, man.
Yeah,
Don't break the
like...
fourth wall. Why you? You're still staring at me. How's everyone doing now?
I'm good. Just tired, hungry, and thirsty. Like
all of the above.
All of the above. I need so much water right now because I had to drive from Brentwood all the way here. And then I couldn't even go through Blackwall Tunnel. I had to go around and go to Rotherhithe. Oh, it's just...
How long does that take? I don't even know where Brentwood is.
It took me like... I got here for like, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. But I was driving like a madman. Yeah, I was driving kind of mad. It's not good. It's not healthy. It's not safe.
Tired and crazy.
Yeah. It's all because of him. Because I had to drop him off.
How is it? Bad. It's not my fault.
I mean, I really could have left. We could have left at 2 o'clock. Yeah, but no.
No, it's
let's stay for one hour.
It's Lewis.
Yeah, let's stay for 1 more hour.
Lewis.
Yeah, shout out Lewis.
Oh, at the club?
Yeah.
Don't bear out his fucking full government.
Oh shit, my bad. Yeah, fuck you, Lewis.
No, shout out Lewis, man.
Yeah, shout out to Lewis. Make me stay for an extra hour for £10. Yeah.
Got back home at 5. Starts work at 8.
I didn't even go to work.
Okay.
I didn't make it to work.
Oh yeah.
I was so tired. Like I woke up at 10 o'clock. And then Mum's like, Alex, you need to come pick me up at church. And then drop me off in Brentwood. So our morning's I've just been in my car.
Oh, so there was you didn't give any excuse to not come in?
I woke up at 10 I just didn't come in.
Oh.
You didn't even call?
I didn't. No,
has anyone called you?
No, because it was overtime. It wasn't like an actual shift. It was overtime.
Oh, shit.
So at 10 o'clock, I looked at my phone, no messages from Willis. I was like, safe.
Shit, then.
Say less.
Boy, that sounds calm.
Very.
Oh, nice
Very
morning.
calm. Not really, but...
Did you go out last night?
Yeah, I went out with him.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Did you find it messy?
It wasn't even it was a good night.
I haven't been Shoreditch in a while, so...
Shoreditch is a good place to go out.
It was a good place.
Where did you go?
We went,
Corner shop.
Do you know at first,
Well,
they didn't let us in.
they did not let us
It was
in.
like,
Wait,
you need to be in a couple to come in.
No, this is so cheeky.
So dumb.
That's so cheeky.
And then so we found like 2 girls to come with us. Yeah. And then the guy at the door was like,
What's their names?
what's their names? You don't even know
It's a
them.
bit bad.
Is he dumb?
Yeah.
Is it your problem?
That didn't work.
Is this a social club? Like, I don't understand private members
And when
only.
we got in there was so much
many girls. It's not like it was.
guys.
Yeah, it was not like it was a cock fest. It was literally just girls.
So many girls.
Just
So I
girls.
don't understand.
I don't know, boy.
And then Lewis got into it with a bouncer.
Why?
And I was like, because...
It's kind of getting agitated.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let us in.
Like, there wasn't a queue behind us. Like, we were literally early.
It's not like there was 10 of us. It was just 3 of us.
Three guys.
And they just didn't want to let us in. So the first 2 girls didn't work.
Shout out to those 2 girls, innit?
What are their names?
I don't remember, but
we didn't ask.
But then shout out to the white girls as well that we tried with. Because they tried with 2 sets of girls.
Oh, did the second set work?
Nah. Then we kept on talking to the bouncer, then he eventually let us in.
Just let us in.
Luckily, we didn't miss the cut-off point for that £20 entry.
Mad. Yeah.
So it was £10. It was £10.
It was calm.
It was calm.
What time did you get in?
I think we got in at like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's corner shop's always a good night. Like it's always a good night.
Hot.
It's a hot box though.
It's hot.
And I forgot my flannel, my little sweat tie.
Hanging out your back pocket.
I normally do. But these guys, because I felt so I was meant to get ready for 9, but I slept off. When I just slept. I conked out, and then all of a sudden I woke up at 9:30. I was like, I was like, oh shit. I looked at my phone, I was like, oh shit. But then I was like, no one's messaged. No, I saw a message. I was like, shit. So I got into the shower, had a shower, came. I was like, yeah, I'm getting dressed. These guys were rushing me. I was like, oh, Alex, get here. So I forgot my flannel.
I said he'd be ready at 9.
Yeah, so. But like I was meant to message you guys, yo, call me at 9 o'clock. Because at least that way it wouldn't have been like a whole half an hour, and then. So yeah, I was just. I think what just took it out of me. So I just got home and just wanted to sleep, and I slept. But it was good though. And I've realised every time I forget my flannel, my sweat towel, I'm gonna call it a sweat towel. Yeah, anytime I forget it, I always have a good night where I'm just like, oh shit, I needed you. But yeah, it's a good night. What about you? What did you do? Because you were up like till like 1ish. Because I was like, why are you messaging me at these times?
You know what I was doing? I was rewatching our Kelly documentary.
Oh, mad.
Yeah.
Right.
Checking if I missed anything.
That's a good segue.
That's an excellent segue.
Excellent segue.
Talk about that monster.
Exactly. I watched all 6 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Double speed.
Why did you watch it double speed?
I didn't have time to watch it at normal speed. I wanted to go to bed. So I watched all 6 episodes in an hour and a half.
Mm.
Yeah, and I came across a lot.
Like, question: did you struggle? Like past episode 3, I was struggling to watch it because I kind of started to feel a kind of way. Like this was now becoming more real.
Yeah.
Like it's actually sinking in. Like this is mad.
The first time I watched it, I watched all 6 episodes flat out. I didn't struggle.
Yeah.
But as you find out more and more, by episode 4, when the pictures of his face go on screen, you just want to hurt him. Like, I hated his face. I just hated it. And then when I rewatched it, I just noticed how recent most of these cases were. They were in like 2018, 2017, 2008 was one of his lawsuits, 2015, when was it? Let me look at my notes.
Ooh.
Jocelyn, she got taken.
Yes.
2016.
It's when the mother was trying to get her daughter back. That's where I was just like, nah, I'm actually finished. This is
what,
crazy.
throwing the rocks at the window?
Yeah. And then
But that was heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was. It really was. That got to me. And when she went to the hotel and then she had to sneak her daughter out.
No, I hated that so much.
It's crazy.
Like,
it's actually
the
crazy.
fact that there were all of these conspiracy theories and all of this weird stuff going on, no one wants to believe it, and somebody in that hotel pretended to be Dominique, call the police and say that a woman was harassing them, who was her mother, and the hotel kind of legally had to abide by that. Just goes to show you how easy it is to manipulate the law. That scared me.
But this isn't even. It's not manipulation anymore. Like he's literally got away with all of this bullshit. Like he's actually gotten away with it for this. This is like 2 decades now worth of abusing people. Like it is done. He's done out. Please do not play his music. Don't stream it. If you want to deep his lyrics and try to figure out all the ways like relating to young kids, go read it. Don't fucking play his music. Don't give this guy any more money.
Not at all.
Because he's done out. He's done out.
Did they put his music back on streaming platforms? Yeah. Why?
It's not that they just didn't put it on any recommended. You actually have to go search it for you to find it. So it's not going to be on like any playlist and stuff.
But some people are still like riding with him though.
Yeah.
He was, because his birthday was like, I think a few weeks ago, like 2 weeks ago.
And he did a show.
Yeah, he was in a club and
he
was singing his heart out.
Though.
Oh, what?
I think the police came to come and arrest him because remember they put out a search warrant
for
him,
all
an arrest warrant for him.
Oh, wow.
And then it's something to do with the states and whatnot, and they weren't able to arrest him.
Oh, okay.
But he's active.
Yeah, he's not hiding.
Like, it's incredible how he's managed to get away with it for so long, and the fact that people around him didn't stop him.
Yeah,
they're complicit in his actions. They might not have, let's say, slept with 16 and 17-year-olds or 18-year-olds, whatever, or like abused them. But the fact that you saw what was happening and you just kept your mouth shut just because you were eating from him.
I was quite shocked. Sorry, just going off what you're saying. His assistant, he was laughing and smiling about what was going on, and he obviously orchestrated these little like mall pickups for the young girls. So he knew that he liked young girls, and I rate him because he stood forward in the documentary and said his piece. But
It's too
It didn't. I
much to
didn't feel like he felt like anything was wrong.
Yeah.
And he spoke about Aaliyah and how she looked like she was so scared and like she wanted him to come and talk to her.
Yeah.
But it was
And
like,
he
but you
just
didn't
ignored
do
it.
anything.
Yeah, exactly. At that very moment in time where she needed you did jack shit. Like, how can someone say, Kelly, Robert, tell me the truth. Are you
Something
fucking
going
around with Aaliyah? My man says no. Then what? A couple months later, he's like, oh shit, I might have fucked up. I might have got her pregnant. At that moment, leave him. Imagine.
Literally.
A 15-year-old, you got her. Oh.
And then there was her friend was talking about on the tour bus where they had the cabins and they saw him having
sex.
intercourse with her, and I'm pretty sure like there were other people other than the backup singers and stuff on that bus, and no one's done anything. They've gone and done an interview on live TV, and there's like that weird kind of sexual like undercover vibe.
That's disgusting.
And like she said, it was like dangling candy in front of a baby, but still no one's really doing anything.
Really,
but everyone knows.
It's like the guy was like so brazen with his like, he's like, you all know I'm fucking her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flaunt it into you.
I'm not going to do anything
You
about it.
felt like it's mad.
And then
The
he
confidence and
marries
the
her.
arrogance. and then the assistant sets up the marriage.
Did he set it up?
Yes.
Yeah, he forged like.
He
the
forged
papers.
So
papers.
he forged it.
Yeah.
So how has he not ever been like charged with a lawsuit? Because that's like misleading, isn't it?
Yeah. It's illegal. What he did was illegal.
So why has he never been prosecuted?
No idea.
It's mad.
He's around R. Kelly, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I should really tell you. Like the whole like, when you actually start deeping into that little nitty gritty parts of this whole R. Kelly thing, it's actually all just crazy. Like how no one's been charged, no one's gone to prison, like nothing's actually been done about it. Like, what are people doing? And it's like someone said about, I think in the documentary, how if this was a bunch of white girls, this would have been treated differently.
Yeah.
But because it's a bunch of black girls, that's why there's not really justice in a
Do
way.
you agree with that?
Somewhat. Because even the Me Too movement, when they were all coming out, it was more to do with white women. It was a lot. And then I think black women didn't really get enough attention. Like even Lupita, when she came out and talked about Harvey Weinstein, he was so vehement to say that I didn't do anything with her. I didn't touch her, nothing. But everyone else he didn't have any rebuttal to their statements. So why would Lupita make up something? That it was like her. It was like not. But so maybe.
I think the thing with the whole black and white thing is that like often they're not given the time of day or they're not given the same attention.
Yeah.
But the people in the documentary were suggesting that there's like a stereotype that like black girls are like not victims and that they are kind of a cause of their own problems, and they're, I don't know, quite maybe rowdy in a sense that they're not vulnerable.
But they attract the attention.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, forget how they look, think about their age and their maturity levels. And I think it's not just, it's a community problem as well. Like, how can a whole community just be like, no, those girls, they're lying. They deserve it.
Even their friends.
Like, it's crazy to think like a whole societal thing. Like, people let him get away with it. Like, okay.
Even his diehard fan was one of his victims. And she would she would say, no, none of that's true, you're stupid.
Until it happened to her. So it's crazy. Like, the Aaliyah thing happened. People forgave him for it. Because he brought out, what song was it? He brought out after that. That was a hit. I can't remember what.
Was it on Chocolate Factory? No, that was.
It might have been on Chocolate Factory. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, and everyone is loving him off again. He's on cloud 9. Then
it was I Believe I Can Fly.
Yeah, it was that. Yeah. So then he pisses on a girl. Like, everyone can see.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, everyone.
I've never seen that video, you know.
No, neither have I. And I do not want to. He pisses on a 14. Was she 14? She pissed on a 14. 14. Yeah, 14 years old.
Sparkle's niece.
Mm-hmm. and this is someone that you've worked with, and this is their niece that they trusted you
It got
with.
me mad
It
though,
is
because
crazy.
it kind of goes to show you how easy it was for him to get people.
Yeah.
Because something that I found really peculiar was how he was managed to get so many of these girls, like despite all the advice they've had from their parents and stuff, in a situation where they're isolated. And in most cases, on that first meeting instance, he's now made them have sex with him. Like, how on earth is this guy charming people to do so? With Sparkle...
The status, because it was R. Kelly, that's why.
But this is the thing. Sparkle says she would never let her niece out of her sight. And she goes to the studio and she's sitting there with him. But how has he, like, what is he saying to these girls? Like, he must be saying the most craziest, outlandish, like, promise them the whole world kind of stuff to get them to sit down with him despite their parents' advice.
You have to think about, like, at that time, R. Kelly was at the top of the world. He was this big, like, big star. So already, if you're a fan of him and this is your idol and he's in front of you, your any sense is gone. Any sense you have is thrown out the window because you're just in awe of this idol, of this man, of this godlike figure to you. And then someone that's been doing this over many years, targeting the same sort of age group. You know, say obviously he would have learned what to say to them, learned how to push the right buttons to get exactly what he wants, learn how to slowly sort of manipulate them in the way he wants, sort of teasing them. Like, seeing what they're capable of at first and then luring them in. So, like, the thing they said about, you have to call me, what was it?
Daddy.
Yeah. That's just mad. That's disgusting.
It was like only during sex and then it eventually became...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, it's like a slow process of, okay, I'm going to make you feel comfortable. I'm going to make you, like, fall in love with me. And then, as soon as I have you...
But something I find hard, like, to get my head around is getting from, like, sharing vulnerabilities and stories and kind of, like, wanting to help someone and, like, be around someone and make them happy and, like, doing little things to make them happy to now, how do you get from that to telling him I need to go to the toilet and not having a cell phone and having a bucket in my bedroom?
I think it's most of the girls that he was with, they were like, some of them were singers and they were trying to get into the business.
That's another way to sort of, get them in, to lure them in. I can promise you, you can be as big as Aaliyah because, he was instrumental in her getting to where she was. So it's a perfect storm of the right things, I think, that happened with him to get him to a place where he could. I'm sure, like, I'm not saying, let's say, like, someone like, who's... like Drake, I'm not saying Drake is like gonna start sleeping with little girls or whatever. But I'm sure if most girls met Drake, they would lose all sense of where they are, what they're doing. It's that same effect when you meet someone so big, so huge, so influential in your life. You're not gonna know what to do. You're just gonna anything he wants. You're just gonna give because you're like. Oh my God, it's R. Kelly. Oh my God, you haven't even gone past the point of it's R. Kelly. It's like you're still not seeing them as a human being.
But in the predicaments that some of the girls were in, they were saying that they thought he would be less attracted to them because of their age, and they almost found it like an incentive to go with him because he wasn't. But then there's that scary thought that if men are not able to say no to girls or the other way around that are underage, what predicament does that leave the girl in? It leaves them vulnerable to exactly this. And the guys need to know that it's not okay. Like, they were saying that he was with 12, 13, 14-year-olds in, like, the parties and stuff. And if you remember the music producer, he was like, I felt so uncomfortable. Like, it was horrible. Like, he was grabbing people's booties and all of this. And I just didn't want to be around it. Like, they were clearly underage. And it's like, how sick do you have to be? A 12-year-old, you're barely pubescent. That's horrible. But they probably found it quite attractive that it was an older guy that was interested in them with all of this power.
No, it's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Absolutely horrible.
That's why, like, when girls tell me like they're like older guys, I feel like, why? Why?
It's the mature thing, though.
But to me, it's a perception of maturity because they're older. It's a lie. All guy, like, until like a guy is ready to like, this is my personal opinion now. Until like a guy is ready to like actually settle down, there's no maturity. He's just using you because he knows he can get to you easily. Like this is just me now talking. Like I don't see it. I don't see the sense of maturity. Like it's because I think there's a perception that when a guy is younger, he's just after sex. What makes you think an 18-year-old is different from a 25-year-old, and you yourself are 18? Like there's really no difference. They might be more responsible. They might live by themselves and shit like that. But if he's not down for a relationship or he's not down for whatever, what makes you think that he's not just still after sex?
That is true.
Like it doesn't just make sense to me. I only like older guys. What exactly about like the sense of maturity is bullshit.
But I think it's about how they act though, like just normally.
Okay.
Some guys are just really immature, and you can imagine if you're hanging out with 14-year-olds or even like 18-year-olds that act like 14-year-olds, you're just gonna be like, oh, like can I even have a conversation with you?
Why are people like just like people? I feel like people into much of a rush to fucking grow up. Like you don't really want to grow up. Like me, like I'm 20. I'm 23. Do I act like a 23-year-old? I can when I want to be. But what is acting like a 23-year-old? What is acting like a 25-year-old? There's no like set standard to how to act for a certain age. You just do you. So, anyway, that's
I just think
irrelevant segue.
the older you get, if you're meant to act older and more mature, you just kind of get a bit boring. You can't take jokes, like, you're really, like, anal about things, and you're just, I don't know, you care a bit too much. It's good to care, but it's also good to have that, like, youth to you.
Yeah. Can I say something, though? What's really fucked up on Sparkle's niece? How everyone knew that was R. Kelly, first of all. And Sparkle herself saw that was her niece, could definitely confirm it. Her friends confirmed that was Sparkle's niece, and yet the parents, all because of fucking money, sold their daughter out.
Oh, I know.
That to me,
even a little girl did.
That to me is
disgusting.
Yeah, and it shows how fucking corrupt the system is, and how much money played a big factor in all of this. How so many people, because they were making money from R. Kelly, failed to stop him.
Everyone, it was all of, like they said, the radio companies, they just focus on music because they don't want to get involved in politics like that. And then they realised there was all of the lawsuits with all of the settlements, and no one was going anywhere because of the settlements. He tried to pay off his own brother because he said it was him in the sex tape, and then he tried to give him a record deal. And
then the older brother was like, all he had to do was put his...
Yeah.
And that's just crazy.
It's like his brother's not doing it for money. He just doesn't want to work with that guy because he sees through him, you know? His brother clearly supports him. Family is everything. But you don't do them things.
I wouldn't support my brother if he were like a rapist or like...
No, exactly.
Like, that's just...
R. Kelly's been weird from young, though.
Yeah.
Did you see I don't know if it was in the documentary, but I heard that he was in love with his mom or something.
Well,
you asked her to marry him, innit?
Yeah, and something to do with lipstick on her...
See the asking...
cup.
Yeah.
I find asking your mom to marry you, I don't think that's weird, but the lipstick on the cup thing, that's weird. That's a bit different.
I think asking your mom to marry you is weird.
No.
He's young though. He doesn't associate it with anything.
I don't know how young he was, but
I reckon he was about 6.
Yeah.
Oh, 6.
Maybe,
okay.
Let's say like from the ages of like 1 to like 12.
Yeah, you just all you know is that you marry someone.
Yeah, that you love
them,
exactly.
then,
so I'm not. Actually, to be fair, he was introduced to sex very early. In like his older sister.
But he might have not associated marriage with sex, though.
That's true.
He might have seen it as love.
What happened to his older sister?
She abused him
and
his
brother. Uncle or something.
And
two people. Shit, I didn't know that.
I don't think asking his mum to marry him is weird, but kissing, well, drinking from your mum's lipstick. That's,
just to see how it tastes.
Yeah, that's a bit mad.
It's weird,
that one I
but
can't
it might
fuck
just
with.
be weird because, like when you're doing it, you're just like, you just drink it, but now he's spoken about it, it's a whole thing. Like, sometimes you just do weird things when you're little. I mean, I'm not saying, I don't know why he was drinking from his mum's lipstick, but he might have just genuinely, like, found it a little bit sentimental.
Maybe.
Like, my mum used to have a mole on her arm, and I used to always play with it when I was younger, and that's really weird, and I would never do that. But I used to love playing with my mum's arm. Like, so, I can't talk.
Fair dues. It's like I used to like playing with my dad's hairs on his chest when I was younger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you, like, pull them?
Yeah, I used to hurt him. I was just...
See, we all have weird things.
Nothing
like
weird.
that for me, bro. No, man.
That motherfucker was hairy.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just
Wait, how old was you when you did that? Both of you?
I don't know, I was young.
Probably like 2 to like 4, 5.
You remember being 2?
I remember a lot of things.
It's like something that I vividly enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There was a lot of hair there. There was something to play with.
Oh, that's horrible, man.
Yeah,
Did you ever like braid it?
No, I just janked it.
Yeah.
That's my weird shit I did. But I don't like. We could put R. Kelly in the same boat as Biscuit.
That was weird though. Why?
Biscuit's
why
a grown
did he
man.
do that?
Why are we talking about Biscuit?
Why did he do that?
What, Biscuit?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he was trying to grab the lower back, and he just went a bit low. He went too low or something.
And he decided to post it.
You know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Some people kiss their mum on the lips, or their dads on the lips.
I don't think
that's not wrong or weird.
I don't think it's right to over sexualize natural things.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people get really caught up on that, like, oh, why are you kissing a child on the lips? Yeah. It's like, why are you making it sexual?
I didn't mean a child.
I'm just talking about kissing another person's child on the lips. They're like,
okay.
I don't kiss. Kissing other people's kids is a bit. Unless you know them like personally.
Yeah, definitely.
But like, if it's a mom and a fuck, I can't speak. If it's a mom and her son or daughter kissing on the lips, there's nothing wrong with that. We are too fucking sensitive. It's just a fucking mom and daughter or mom and son. Let them be, or dad and daughter. Let them be. Like, you people are they're actually mad.
I know.
Like, why are you sexualizing her? Why are you sexualizing that? Like, people, like, put things in context. Don't take them out of context. Because once you take away the context of mom and daughter, or dad and whatever, that's when it's a bit, but put it in context. It's a fucking dad and his daughter. It's like David Beckham got.
I've seen that.
Yeah. He kissed his daughter on her lips, and people got mad.
Fine.
So
Really?
People need to find better things to do with their time, to be honest.
But it's the same people that want to cry about that are the same people that didn't say anything about R. Kelly marrying a 15-year-old.
Hey, well.
Like, what the hell?
Hey.
No, you don't do that at all.
Double standards, isn't it?
It is double standards.
Hey.
You stop it. You gotta watch out for people, but you shouldn't be over skeptical of people, because I think we're just humans, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
We just show love to each other and stuff. But speaking of that,
love.
Hey, do you think?
What is love worth?
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. What is love worth?
Everything.
Half. You seen the Eddie Murphy stand-up?
No. Wait, which one?
Fuck. Both of them, Delirious and Raw.
Oh, I've seen
He's
Raw.
like, I'm gonna take half his shit.
Well, she took half.
She hasn't taken it yet.
Oh, she's gonna. 69 billion.
Is it?
Yeah, 69. What would you do with 69?
People don't know what we're talking about.
Nothing.
I don't know why I looked.
That's a break before 4 again.
Yeah. On some Deadpool shit.
Yeah.
So, if you don't know, Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon.
AKA richest man in the world.
Yeah. AKA not about to be. Recently... Well, I don't know if it's her or him. Well, he's gonna break up with his wife.
I heard it was both. Like, they both...
It's a mutual... yeah. So, they're gonna break up, and his wife is set to get half of what he's worth.
He's worth 140 billion.
So she's gonna get like 69
That's
billion.
70 billion. What?
Well, I thought it was 100. I thought it was 138.
I thought it was
Oh.
170.
Well, 100.
What?
That's
Oh.
a no.
Let's just say
it's a lot of money.
Let's just say it's a lot of
It's a
money.
lot.
It's over 60 billion she's going to get. Now, first of all, what would you do with 60 billion?
I would put most of it away in an account,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'd take some out.
Mm-hmm.
I'd definitely go shopping,
Mm-hmm.
but with a specific budget, and then I'd.
Eh?
What is this budget? What is this budget?
Well, I don't want to have like.
Because 60 billion is a lot of money.
I understand that it's more than I could ever imagine.
Yes.
I'd set like a budget of like I don't know 500,000 for the first shot.
Oh,
For the
okay.
first
For the
shot.
first shot.
So,
A
cause I
half
don't want
a
to
mil.
get carried away. Like I just wanna be able to enjoy my money and then make it end. I was into debt, and then
Oh, the battery's
and
about to die.
it's been on that for ages. It'll be fine,
Alright.
hopefully.
Hopefully.
And they spend money on a yacht and a private jet, and those are like not cheap. And then they have no money, and they have this big house, and they get evicted,
They don't
and then they
do
have
it,
to go
it's-
back, and then they just kill themselves.
No.
So I don't want that. So I'd invest.
What would
Invest,
you do?
invest,
What would you do with
invest.
60 odd billion?
I'm giving some of it away to friends and family.
Hey, hold
Oh,
tight.
definitely.
Hold tight. I'm just gonna go all out for like a couple months. I'm buying anything for like a couple months. I don't even care.
Shit.
That's it, really. Obviously, the house, invest, all of that. But yeah,
Would you have a
Just going all
specific
out.
plan for the
No.
money?
there's no plan.
No.
For like the first few months, there's no plan. So I'm just going all out.
No, it's,
Then after.
Yeah, you're in trouble.
No, I can't blow 60 billion in the first few months.
Do you know how
Because I'm not going to buy a boat. What am I going to do with a boat? I'm not going to buy a jet.
Fam, I'll be too scared to go out in the sea. Are you mad? So I can fall off and drown and die. And then my 60 billion is where?
Exactly.
Nah.
Would you guys buy a car though?
Yeah, definitely.
What,
Yeah, I'd
what
buy a
car would
car.
you get?
I've got a list of cars. First I'd buy a 1967 Mustang.
Okay.
Then I'd buy an Audi R8.
Yeah.
Then I'd buy a Mercedes.
G-Wagon.
No, ugly. I hate
I
G-Wagon.
love
love
G-Wagons.
G-Wagons.
That's the first car
They're
I'm getting,
ugly
boy.
Same.
They're ugly now.
So
My
petty.
first car I get is a Mustang, the 67. Get it custom. Then, actually, no, I'm not. No, I
Are
wouldn't
you
buy.
gonna get a custom like a Nike trainer?
Oh, that's short.
Have you seen them?
No, do you know what I would do?
They look like your trainers.
I'll commission Kanye to give me some
The Yeezy.
some Yeezys. Yeah.
Yeezy Mustang.
Yeah. No, as in I just want Yeezys.
Oh, is
custom
it?
Yeezys for me, like
Oh,
specifically.
that would be lit.
But for me, then I custom fucking Virgil Abloh to give a Nike to make me some special off-white Air Forces.
Oh, yeah.
and some 97s.
Yeah.
What else would I do?
Okay.
And then after that, I'd buy a house, give money to the people I love and care about, buy a really nice house, quit work, focus on uni. Then once I'm done, I'll just go live on an island somewhere and
That way.
invest my money in films and make films for a living.
That way.
Because imagine 60 billion. I can make my own studio.
It's
Fuck
true.
it. I don't need 20th century fucks. So then I'll just
You gotta be
invest in my
careful,
own
man.
films.
It's those ideas that can get you into trouble with
That's
60
true.
billion though.
Yeah.
You've got to plan about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk
It's
about
a
this,
bit
actually.
small. Yeah, right, let's talk about it because we're fans said a lot of money we don't have.
Exactly.
So, right, my question to you guys is: Is it fair that she gets half?
Fuck
Yes.
Whoa. My nigga said, fuck
I
mate.
can't even deal with this side of the room right now because I just hate that opinion.
No.
Go on. Why doesn't she? Why doesn't she?
She deserves a lot,
Yeah.
but not half.
Okay.
Half. Do you know half would make her the richest woman in the world?
Yeah. Okay.
It has.
Yeah.
It
What?
has made her the richest woman.
No, she hasn't given it to him. Well, he hasn't given it to her yet.
She hasn't got it yet. She's
Hasn't
going
got
to
it.
get it. So she hasn't got.
Okay.
So
Okay.
she will become.
Okay.
Mm.
So
What
what?
else?
And you don't believe in women being the richest?
No. What?
I don't get it.
Is it
You
the
didn't-
fact
No,
that,
okay.
is it the fact that she's not worked for it, or is
I
is
think, okay, I know that she was there with him for the 25 years before he started Amazon. and all that. But she's ready to reply already.
No, I know, I can sense it.
But at the end of the day, it is his wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And to be giving half your wealth to someone
Yeah.
is just a madness.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how much she contributed,
Mm-hmm.
but what she contributed couldn't have been worth half of his wealth.
Yeah, but then
Surely.
let's say that contribution might not have been, it might not be worth half, but it was significant to get to where
That's
he
what I'm
is now.
saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
She
but
deserves something, but she doesn't deserve
no.
half.
See,
What-
you
what-
You
don't
just said it
understand
might not be worth half.
No. You don't understand. Without that contribution,
I don't know
you
what
might
she
not.
contributed. That's
Exactly.
what I said. I don't know what she
So
contributed.
imagine we start a company together.
Mm.
You gave me.
But
I
we
had,
didn't. They
I'm just
didn't.
saying. in
Okay,
this
yeah.
instance,
Mm.
we started a company together, and I came to you. I was like, "Yo, I need 5 bags. Give me 5 bags now. I'll give you that 5 bags later, or whatever."
Mm. Yeah.
So you give me the 5 bags, and now in 10 years' time, that the company is now worth like 20 billion.
Yeah.
Without that 5 bags, I might not be able to even start the company. Is what I'm saying. So she plays a significant role.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, go on. I'll pause you there.
In that situation,
Mhm.
you would never be entitled to give him the £5,000 because you
Mm.
didn't have an agreement.
Mm.
But in this situation, they had an agreement that he would give her half.
I mean, when you don't sign a prenup, you
There's
it's
an
like-
agreement
fuck
that,
yourself
that
over.
you are
Yeah.
half and half. You're
Yeah.
2 peas in a pod. That's an agreement. And I feel like in his situation, because they were married for 25 years beforehand, she outdoes all of his wealth. You know what I mean? She was with him from before that. She shaped who he is as a person.
Mhm.
Like, she's clearly not with him for the money. So therefore, it would make sense for her to be entitled to it. And wherever their marriage took them in the 25 years to where they are now, she was with him on that journey. So she gets half of
She played
it.
a significant part. in
If
his
he
life.
didn't
Yeah, I
want
know,
to
I know.
give her half,
Mm.
he is within his right to have a prenup and make her sign it.
Mhm.
Okay.
And he didn't.
Mhm.
And that's his own
I get
fault.
where you're coming from. She's entitled to it, but I'm just saying.
You forget
I
the
don't-
fact that.
You just don't think she did
deserves
anything
half.
for it.
I just don't think she deserves half.
But you forget
That's
the
what I'm
fact that
saying.
he cheated on her.
So she did as well, you know that. Right?
She cheated as well.
Yeah. Well, I heard that she was. They were both doing the madness.
But I said they were rich.
I've got tech. Wait, let me.
I'm going to be so
honest.
honest. The amount of the fortune that he has, it really doesn't matter whether she
No,
gets
Yeah,
less
he's
than
still
half
good.
or half.
He's still good, to be
Like,
honest.
and he's still getting money, whereas she's not.
Mm.
So really, who's
And she's not. She's not like useless as well. She's an author as well.
That's nice.
No, as in she doesn't just stand there and look pretty
Yeah.
or something. She's.
I think it's a sticky one because had he have had a prenup before they got married, it kind of it wavers like how much you love the
Yeah.
person and how much
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
saying.
think
It's
you want
hard-
to be
it's-
together.
It's hard to ask someone for a prenup. Don't you think so?
I think it's hard to ask, but people do it with no
No, I
problem.
think if you're already rich, it makes sense
Yeah.
with a prenup because then you know that.
We don't know when they got married though.
Yeah, but this was before. They were married before Amazon.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were just together before Amazon.
No, they
I
were
didn't know
married,
that.
and they were. She helped him secure the loan to get Amazon to start up Amazon. But yeah,
That's his ride or die.
Exactly,
Like, she
really and
definitely
truly.
does. Do you think Gucci could ever turn up to Keisha, whatever her name is, and be like, oh, you haven't done enough, you're not entitled to any of my money, when she held it down for him while he was in prison? Like, it's
Exactly.
just how it
Mad.
works. It's that respect, isn't it?
Mhm.
But
Maybe the fuck no was a bit mad.
what?
He's saying fuck no. I don't know. It's just because it's so much money. That's why.
It is a
It
lot. It
is.
is a lot of money. Like it's a crazy amount. Like even 150 million. Like that the couple that won it recently, the Euro Million.
oh,
Yeah, 150 million. They
Mm.
won that. Like even that, it's hard unless you're really fucking stupid. And I don't even know what you would buy.
Mm.
It's hard to like go through 100 million. Like
it is. Isn't there a film about that? I can't remember what it's called.
Fuck.
And there's a guy and he has to spend like a certain amount of money in like 24 hours and he struggles so much and he gets a bigger amount of money. Can't remember what it's
Fucking
called.
hell. Yeah, it's like hard to spend money. Yeah, it's not hard to spend money, but to spend large amounts, it's hard. Because it's only a
Just buy watches.
But there's only a finite amount of things you can buy.
Yeah,
Eventually, you would have bought so let's say you would have bought the most expensive Patek.
How much would you think that would cost? The most expensive watch?
a few $100,000.
No,
And that's
millions.
still nothing compared
Exactly.
to a billion. That's still less than 1%.
Even if you won 150 million, yeah, and you start fuck my family, fuck my friends, I ain't giving nothing to nobody, and you spent all your money on like materialistic things, not investing just. There's
only so much you can buy.
You will buy one of everything, one of every brand of whatever watch you want. You buy a yacht, you buy a plane, you buy a.
I reckon I'd run out of ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if you gave me a home,
yeah,
and let me decorate that home,
yeah,
I could spend all that money.
100 mil. Fucking hell.
What are you gonna put in there?
Wallpapers, walk-in wardrobes.
Just a shark tank.
Yeah, sharks with freaking lasers on their heads.
Yeah, like an underwater shark tank thing. Walk over. Fountains with like loads of.
That's like the most expensive house in the world. It has madnesses like that. It has like a fucking car in the living room or something. And it has,
can you drive it?
No, it's running. Like, I'm guessing you could take it out.
I'd have a roller coaster to get around my house.
Are you Richie Rich?
Why not?
Have you seen the film Richie Rich?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's a good film. Good film.
He's got a roller coaster in his house.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he does.
That's lit.
He has his own theme park in Everton.
Oh, that's lit.
Have you never seen
Who
Richie
is
Rich?
this? Richie Rich.
Yeah, you know Macaulay
Is it actually...
Culkin. It's a film.
Oh, okay.
Starring Macaulay Culkin.
No, I don't see it.
Is it
Richie Rich.
So. Yeah, this film.
No, I don't see that.
Mate, he's living.
Yeah.
Living. Do you think that their marriage only broke up because of the
Cheating?
Yeah.
Maybe there was other stuff. I mean, let's say from what I know, it's only him, not on her side. Let's say it was only him. Maybe he's done it a couple of times. Because I feel like with men like that, they're gonna have to have done it, cheated.
Why?
Don't know. It's just
a money thing.
It's money and power. When you have that much power, you feel untouchable.
Yeah, but no one's like, ooh, really was fancying the Amazon CEO the other day.
You might not be. I'm sure there's a bag of women who will be like, oh, you're worth how much?
140 billion.
Ooh,
say less.
Say less. Let me get some. That's a sugar daddy.
Let me have a baby.
There. Yeah. Like, and he's got enough money to pay them hush money not to say anything. And they will not. So.
I've got some of the texts he was sending to like his mistress.
Freaky.
It was
read them out. Put on a sensual voice.
I can't do that.
You can.
Yeah, you can.
Wait, Jeff Bezos or just
do a sensual voice. Put some sauce in it. Some drip in it.
I want to smell you. I want to breathe you in.
Ooh.
I want to hold you tight. I want to kiss your hips. I love you.
Hey,
that's his mistress.
He dropped the love bomb. He said, "I love you."
Yes.
It was probably promising.
There's bears.
I'm gonna leave my wife for you.
Another one.
Let me just read something, and you know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, where is it?
I just realised. Imagine.
What, were these in his trial or something?
No, it's like I don't know if it was in his trial, but yeah, it's just online.
That's so awkward.
Yeah. But bro, there was a fucking mad one talking about. Oh yeah, it was. It literally said it's the hardest it's ever been. It's swollen right now. It's violent.
Jesus.
Oh wow.
He really meant it.
Do you know what it is? If my man And I tried so hard to be with him, and I found out that he was texting. Was it multiple women or just one?
I think it was just one.
And he was texting that kind of stuff to another woman, but I love you, and it's swollen, and all of these madnesses, yeah.
I'd feel some kind of way.
I'd just be like, sorry, I've just got to go. And it doesn't seem like a bad option to go, does it? Because you walk out with money and you get to go and find someone better.
True.
And I'm sure she's not that old. She's probably like 40.
Probably.
40?
Yeah.
And they've got kids together, you know.
Yeah.
I think they've got like 3 or 4 kids.
Anyway, the kids are going to be good. They're going to be fed for the rest of their lives. So it's all chilling.
Fed, belly's full. But...
Like, do you know what was funny? Like, you know how you said, like, I don't think girls will be lining up to... Like, if you deeply look at rappers, look how many girls line up to just fuck with rappers.
No, I know.
And they're not exactly... they've got money, but they've not got... money.
But they're more. I just think with rappers, like, they have an image and they're a bit more accessible than like your average CEO of Amazon.
You'd be surprised.
But nevertheless, it's probably easy to get.
I feel like there's some I feel like there's a whole world that people don't know about when it comes to like when you've reached a certain level of wealth. Like,
it's the circle, isn't it? It's the circle.
Like they'll be going to parties where like they're just naked women all around. And you just pick, you say, yeah, this one. And you just go.
But that's horrible.
But listen, when money makes the world go round, if you have money, I'm not saying this is, oh shit, shut up again.
You're not saying.
I'm not saying that, oh, is it off now? Let me see. I think it comes.
I'll get a charger.
Why is this shit?
Sorry, guys. Are you upset?
It's good. Fuck it, whatever. Oh, long.
I was meant to get the charger. I haven't got it yet. Sorry.
I'll just put the
logo.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what was you saying?
We'll
wrap it up. Quick.
Yeah. We'll wrap it up now. This will be our shortest one. So I'm not saying that this is completely real, but I just feel like if you have that much money, you can set up all these mad clubs and shit, and you know,
just do what you want, basically.
Yeah, because already you have clubs that people go to. Like if you're affluent, like you have clubs, and like you need like a special card to get in. You have to be earning a certain amount of money. So imagine that like on a whole nother level of fuckery and debauchery. That's all it is. Where people just go as fucking orgies and shit. Look at Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey was having fucking orgies in his house with other people and shit. And he's he's worth a lot of money. So imagine what billionaires are getting up to.
Alright, let me ask you a question, yeah? Say you were in Jeff Bezos' position, but you weren't married to MacKenzie.
Yeah.
Would you still sort of feel like you have to give her something?
Of course.
How much would you give her?
I'll give her enough to be comfortable for the rest of her life.
Is there a figure?
She's going to be comfortable on 1 billion.
Yeah, you know the one there.
Like, you can give her the least amount of money, she's still good.
Okay.
Giving her 200 million will still make her very wealthy. And I'm sure she's not stupid enough to be able to blow 200 mil.
Would you say that 200 mil is worth the 25 years that you've been together?
You can't put a price on love, G. If I truly loved her, you can't put.
I mean, if he gave her £10, that's a bit bad. That's putting a price on. That's still putting a price on it, though.
It's gonna be a good enough amount. It's just gonna be a good enough amount.
Yeah, but what? 1 billion is a good enough amount.
1 billion.
1% of your wealth is a good enough amount.
We'll keep her eating.
I
wouldn't even give her 1 bill.
It's good. I'd give more, to be honest.
I'm good. I'm in a position where if I gave her 2 billion, she good. She good. If I gave her 1 billion, she good.
If you gave her 30, he'd still be the richest man in the world.
Yeah.
You know?
I think in this situation, you just got to think about it. You've done something wrong.
Yeah,
you don't
matters.
hate the woman.
Nope.
The only reason you wouldn't give her a lot of money is out of spite, and you're not feeling salty or spiteful, so you just give her whatever. If you gave her 30 billion, she's there going, that's not enough, blah, blah, blah. Well, then fuck off, do you know what I mean? It's enough money, babes.
Yeah.
So just give her anything. She'll be calm.
Give her what she wants.
Yeah.
You were married.
And he's going to have to pay mad child support anyway.
Exactly.
So
Oh, shit. Very mad.
Like 1 billion a month.
Imagine.
Because those kids probably go to like private schools or private tutors, and like their private school probably costs like a fucking mortgage every year.
Imagine Black China's asking for 10,000 a month.
She
Imagine
needs
what
to
Jeff
get
Bezos
out.
Exactly. Black China's cancelled, by the way.
Yeah.
She's done
Oh,
out.
she's more than. You know when you try and search up our hashtag on Instagram, it says, sorry, we can't show all the posts because some of it is deemed inappropriate. It's been like that for like 6 months.
Why?
Who the fuck?
I don't know, maybe
What's she been doing?
her sex tapes on there or something. She had a
She's
sex tape out, didn't
She's a
she?
stripper, innit? So.
I don't know. She nasty. See, she is someone that you wouldn't want to give money to.
Oh, yeah.
His
I wouldn't
wife
even go there,
seems
then.
like you would want to give money to her.
Yeah.
There's 2 types of women.
True.
I wouldn't go to Black China in the first place.
No, she comes to you.
I like my mistress is sophisticated. She ain't it.
So at the end of the day, does context matter then?
Yeah, context matters.
So if
Context
she
matters.
cheated on him,
If
would you still say half? If
Oh,
she
that's
cheated on
different.
him?
Oh, with
That's
MacKenzie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's different.
But then he's still technically entitled to it, right?
Yeah,
For the
but
marriage.
Wait,
Well,
so
if
they're
it's-
married, but she cheated.
Yeah,
And he
that's
wa-
not what it is, but if that's
And
what
he
it
wants
was.
a divorce.
Yeah, and
She
he
wouldn't be
wants a
entitled.
divorce.
She wouldn't be entitled to half because then it would go to court, innit? Because then now he's like, well, she's cheated on me. Why the fuck do I want to be with her?
He might not be like that, though.
Does
Because
that
there might have
actually-
been underlying issues in their
Oh,
marriage that
maybe.
caused it.
I didn't know that actually matters in a court of law.
Yeah.
I thought it was just you're together or you're not. It doesn't
Like,
matter
if
how
your
it.
No.
partner was doing some mad stuff that caused you to break up, then it's
Oh.
obviously relevant to how
Shit then.
your assets
Especially
are
when
distributed.
when there's that much money on the line.
Yeah.
It's too small an amount. It's different when it's like just a normal
But it's
person.
almost a blessing, though. Having that much money, there's so much that you don't have to fight. If it's like a couple million, you're gonna
Yeah.
be. It makes a big difference,
Mhm.
or even 100 million. It makes a big difference. But with 140 billion,
That guy's still
you
good.
you just don't need it.
You're still healthy. You're still, you can still push straight.
That's a legacy.
Yeah.
Is he richer than like the Rothschilds and stuff?
Yeah.
So he's genuinely the richest man in the world
Yeah.
It is.
of Amazon.
Bill Gates done been richer than the Rothschilds for years. They're
Rothschilds are like
old
third
money.
or fourth.
They're old money.
That's scary.
Well,
They all look scary.
let's not talk about that fucking corrupt colonizer family.
Man.
Have you heard of
Disgusting.
Pizzagate?
No.
Haven't?
No.
You guys
Go
should
on.
look it up.
What is it?
Surprisingly, there is a pizza shop in America. Don't know where it is. I think it's called Pizzagate. And apparently, certain people in the elite circle run a paedophile ring from
See,
this
is
pizza
what,
shop.
This is what I'm saying.
What the
And
fuck?
this all comes from the R. Kelly business, which like the paedophile rings and how like it's kind of protected in their kind of community, and basically money can buy you anything, and they go around the laws because money can buy you around the law in
Sure.
any way,
Yeah.
shape or form.
There's literally a case like that about this guy. I can't remember his fucking name. I was watching it. Philip Franco covered it, where he was running like a pyramid scheme and was getting people to buy into his pyramid scheme. But on the as well as doing that, he was abusing women. Like he was getting them to brand themselves with his name. A few famous actresses and people with who are affluent are in this organization, and it was like getting them to send pictures of themselves in like naked, all of that shit, using it to blackmail them so that they would stay and they would help him find other women who he would do the same thing to. So like, there's a secret world out there where fucked up shit happens and people are getting away with it because they have money. And even when they get caught, they don't really go. They go to prison, but it's not like they're going to prison. They're going to a comfortable fucking jail where they've got TVs, they've got a tennis court, they've got a swimming pool, and they're just chilling.
Do you think it's the money that corrupts them, or they're just inherently fucked up?
No,
It's a mix of both.
Yeah.
I think anybody can be corrupted with money.
Yeah.
Once you have money, it can completely.
It allows you
fuck
to have
up.
whatever you
Exactly.
think of at that moment in time. If you want to go and buy a child,
Yeah.
you can go and buy a
That's
child.
People have been doing that. People not been doing that. Madonna's been doing that. Just been stealing.
And butt implants.
Yeah. So like money is fucked. Anyway, money is good though, but money's fucked.
No, you have to be wise
Sounds
with
like
money.
a title.
Money is good, but money is fucked.
Oh, we can't put fucked in the title, can we?
Yeah.
Look into it. Pizzagate. Scary,
Pizzagate.
Pizzagate. John Podesta. He had
Heard
some
that
leaked emails between him and I think it was the Clintons, and the way that it was worded is suggestive that they were talking about children, and she mentions like the ages of children in it, and I think it was a little out of context, but it is a conspiracy theory. I don't know how far-fetched it is. And then they say that Madeleine McCann was sold to them. So it's a weird one, isn't it? But when you think about it,
she's dead.
Mad
I don't know what's going on with her, but there was money and accidents and all that kind of involved in that. But
let's not get into
the family been eating good off of that dead child.
Oh, I know.
For years.
Oh, I
Imagine,
know.
just one white child, you know. One child.
They had books released.
The money they have made, hey.
But that's the thing, though. When you look at all of these stories, you wanna think of it as a conspiracy, or you wanna think of it as too far fetched. But R. Kelly has proven that it's literally not. You should actually skeptically believe in them.
Mm-hmm. True. Because like, look at that. Like, it's been R. Kelly was referenced all throughout. So culture. Am I even saying that right?
Yeah.
Like Boondocks. There was a whole skit about R. Kelly. Dave Chappelle had a whole freaking song. How does it go? Piss on you. And he was singing about pissing on people. I was just like people people know. We just, you know.
And it's normally when you watch shows like Family Guy, American Dad, South Park.
Yeah, they're very self-referential to all of that shit.
Yeah.
And you think it's a joke, but it's really not. They really be saying some real shit. But once again, money is the root of all evil. Let's get
Evil out.
Listen, when I become a billionaire, I
said well. I like that energy.
When I become a billionaire, I'm gonna uncover all this bullshit. But you never know. I might.
Are you becoming a billionaire to uncover the bullshit, or are you becoming a billionaire to escape the bullshit?
Oh, both. I'm escaping and to uncover. So I'm gonna escape from.
Expose some people.
I'm gonna escape from the poor man's bullshit to now go to expose the rich man bullshit, and I'll be sitting comfortably in the middle, like.
And what happens if you end up dead?
Mad.
How
do you even get there?
No, it's true.
But that's something you have to be fearful of that.
Listen, we might end up dead as well. Shit. Listen.
Hey, if you hear this,
if you hear this, like,
it's
New
too
World
late.
Order, we're all gonna die.
If you're hearing this, it's too late.
It's too late. We're already dead.
No, that's all scary, man.
Yeah, let's wrap it out before.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Before they start coming for us. Yeah. My name is Michael MacKenzie.
Stones thrown at my window. Come out. No thanks.
Thank you for listening. This is episode 9. I can't think of anything to say for the title.
We'll think of it, innit?
Yeah, we'll think of something, as we always do.
Please like, share, and subscribe.
Oh yeah, we can do that now. Oh my god, yes. But like if you like, dislike if you dislike, if you didn't care. Comment and
tell us
say
what you think.
Yeah, what you don't like, what you did like. You know, doesn't matter. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you don't, you don't. You don't have to. Shit. Thank you.
Thank you.
In a bit.